Yeah, coming to you live and direct once again. It's the one and only P King Diablo, aka High Water Pimpin' Boy. Yeah, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I know most of you have heard about the opioid crisis. All across America, neighborhoods, towns, villages, townships have been ravaged by the opioid crisis. To name a few: Percocets, Xanax, Xannies what they call them, Oxycontin, fentanyl, etc. But how many of you know the opioid crisis is as American as apple pie? What do I mean by the opioid crisis is as American as apple pie? Well, the opioid crisis was started by the government, and Big Pharma. What do I mean by the opioid crisis was started by the government and Big Pharma? It was started in the laboratory. It was made in a laboratory like all synthetic drugs. So it ain't the cocaine, it ain't the heroin that's killing people. It's the synthetic drugs that was made in the laboratories all across the country, all around the world. That's the new hustle. That's the new hustle for the high ups. Those who are in power, that's the new hustle. Synthetic drugs. Because synthetic drugs, they can make as many as they want for cheap, no matter the cost of the lives. And the American people have been paying with their lives for the opioid crisis. Many of us, including myself, have pointed the finger as far as the blame for the opioid crisis toward the local drug dealers, the street pharmaceuticals. But the local drug dealer has nothing on Big Pharma and the government. It all started back in Vietnam. In Vietnam, in order to keep the soldiers under control, they hooked them on drugs. So a lot of soldiers, a lot of Vietnam veterans came back hooked on heroin, hooked on opium, hooked on all other sorts of narcotics. Yeah, you heard me. In Vietnam, I was 19. Yeah, they came back 19 with a dope habit, shooting up, hitting that main vein. Because in order for governments to control the people, we must get high off of something. Whether it's your favorite Tito's vodka, your favorite tequila, your favorite, yak, heroin, crack, or what have you. We must get high off something in order for the government to control us. A sober mind is going to figure out sooner or later that he or she is being had. See, you can't be no sucker with a sober mind. In order for them to make you out of a sucker, you got to get high off of something. But back to the opioid crisis. Let's go to the Afghanistan war. Let's go to the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Afghanistan is the #1 grower of poppy seeds. So in order for them to get that good dope out of Afghanistan, they must make deals with Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. If you know the ruling empire called England, if you know the ruling empire, they don't want to make deals. They want to be in control. So in order for them to be in control, they made fentanyl in the laboratory. They made Oxycontin in the laboratory. What do they call Oxycontin? They call it hillbilly dope, or hillbilly heroin. Fentanyl, they say, is 20 times, some say 50 times, some say 100 times stronger than heroin. How would they know that unless they created it? And to show you that they created it, heroin is being administered, not heroin, fentanyl is being administered in hospitals all around the United States. Yeah, the opioid crisis is a United States crisis. It's being administered in hospitals all across the United States. They're giving it to cancer patients, gunshot victims. They're giving it to pregnant women when they're in labor. You name it. Anybody that's under excruciating pain, they're giving them fentanyl. And guess what? There are no overdoses. Why? Because they know how to administer it. The neighborhood drug dealer, the drug dealer on the corner, he don't know how to administer. So he takes a chance. He's taking a chance with the lives of the people who come in and shop with him. Yeah, but we can't just put all the blame on the neighborhood dope dealer, because guess what? Excuse my language. The neighborhood dope fiend don't want the heroin no more. They don't want the dope no more. They want the fentanyl. So you gotta have that package strong. And what's stronger than fentanyl? Nothing. So if you have some morals and principles and values about yourself and say, you know what, I'm not gonna incorporate fentanyl in my package. I'm gonna keep my package heroin and the little mixtures and the dilutants that I have been using over the years. I'm just gonna keep mine on the up and up. You're not gonna sell a bag. Yeah. So you have to include that null in your package. Or you got to give up selling heroin. You have to give up selling fentanyl altogether, because ain't no dope no more. It's all fentanyl. And yes, the opioid crisis have been created by Uncle Sam himself. Yeah, that's the neighborhood drug dealer. That's our local drug dealer for real. Uncle Sam. I'm your mother, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the alley. Yeah, it's been real, man. You heard it from the one and only, man. P. King Diablo, a.k.a. How About the Pimpin' Boy. Make sure you pimp the system, because if you don't, it's going to pimp you. I'm out. 1.